Hello, I'm Dr. Leah Dudley, and I'd like to introduce myself to you a little bit. I'm a plant physiologist, and so what I'm going to do is kind of just explain how I got here. The first thing that I want to mention is getting here took me to a lot of different places and a lot of really cool, new, exciting places that I never thought I'd go. Um, I did grow up in Missouri. I did my undergraduate work there and my graduate work. I moved to Santa Barbara and did a postdoc there. I moved to Santiago, Chile, and did another postdoc there. Also, went to Puerto Williams while I was there. I did come back, and then I moved to North Carolina, where I did a visiting professorship. I moved to Wisconsin, another visiting professorship, and um, so all of this has brought me to where my ultimate goal, which is to be here at East Central University in a small liberal arts college. And along the way, some of the things that I think helped me get here is one, I love to be outdoors. I love to camp. My family went camping, and we did that a lot as a small girl. I didn't mind, academia either. I really liked learning. You can see me here kind of writing my name on the chalkboard as a young girl. And I didn't mind a little adventure, which is necessary, especially when you're going to some of these places that are not familiar to you, including college. So while an undergraduate, I had the opportunity to work at Prairie State Park, which is the largest continuous prairie in Missouri, and I absolutely loved it. I loved being outside. I loved learning about the plants and their interactions with their environment and other organisms. And so I knew that I wanted to be an ecologist pretty early on. While in undergraduate school, I went to Truman State University, and while there, I became part of the McNair program. And the McNair program is an awesome program. If you have an opportunity, no matter where you end up, to be part of that, I would highly recommend it. They really got me thinking about graduate school and took me through that whole process. As a first year college student, I had no idea what was available. And even that graduate school was a possibility for me. So they really helped me in that regards. Part of the McNair program is to write a thesis, and I did write a thesis while there on a tritrophic interaction, which is what these images are pointing to. This is a fungus growing in a grass that is fed upon by aphids, and then these aphids, this wasp lays its eggs inside this aphid. So I was interested in how this fungus is actually impacting the wasp, and it looks negatively. I graduated in 1999 from Truman State University. While part of that experience, I also did a research experience for undergraduates in RAU through the National Science Foundation, and that was with Dr. Candace Galen, who would actually eventually become my advisor in graduate school. This was in Fairplay, Colorado. I fell in love with the mountains, and I wanted to go back. So I did go to graduate school in Missouri at the University of Missouri-Columbia. My thesis was ecological conditions of secondary sexual dimorphism in Salix glauca, fundamental and realized niche, which basically means how do males and females differ physiologically. You can kind of see me here taking advantage of the cold in Missouri, going down this frozen water slide. I graduated from grad school in 2006. All of my field work while there was in Colorado. This is in Fairplay and up in the Colorado mountain here. And what we're seeing is me carrying my Lycor around, which is the physiological equipment that I was using, and measuring differences between male and female plants. And I'm sure you can obviously tell the difference between those two. No, yeah, it's pretty difficult, but just like how animals can differ in their physiology between male and females, I was interested in doing that for plants. And so this is me trying to figure that out. I went to Chile for a postdoc. And while there, again, I'm kind of interested in this difference between male and female plants. And I worked on this cushion plant, Lauretia alcalis, in the Andes. And I also worked on this tree, Caganecia angustifolia. Both have male and female individuals, trying to figure out the differences between those sexes. While there, I also went to Port Williams to look at this moss, Tayloria mirabilis, which is kind of unique in that it looks like it might be spread by flies. So that's kind of a unique thing for mosses. I did another postdoc at the University of California, Santa Barbara. This was a long selection experiment where we took plants in the greenhouse, we selected for traits, and then reintroduced them into the field. While in the field, we measured plants while they were sleeping, just like humans, in the middle of the night, and then we'd measure them while they were awake in the middle of the day. I then did a project with undergraduates while I was at UW Stout in Menominee, Wisconsin, looking at rhodolirium and floral longevity. These flowers grow at very high altitudes. It's really dry up there, but these flowers lose a lot of water. So I was interested in, what are the interplay between having your flower open and getting pollination versus the environment. And these are students that I took with me, setting up some open top chambers to manipulate temperature and measuring the transpiration and conductance. And then of course I can't be where I am without my family, my husband, Jose Montalva, my two lovely children, Seal and Kira, and our other four-legged child, Alice. While here at East Central, I've had a lot of opportunities to do work with undergraduate research students, and here's just a few of them. We've done some work in the field with local prairie plants, and I'm actually starting a huge project now working on the Three Sisters. Well, during this process, I've had the opportunity to take students to different conferences, and here are some of them presenting their posters. And, I've had a range of posters, some of them more physiological based, some of them plant herbivore interactions, some looking at the interplay with stress on insects here for fluctuating asymmetry, and then here more about the pollinator side of things. So kind of a gambit of plants interacting with both their biotic and abiotic environment. The project that I'm currently working on, I have a team of undergraduates, and we're trying to answer three major questions about the Three Sisters. The Three Sisters are historically grown together. They're squash, corn, and beans. And so what I want to ask is, do the sisters get along? Are some sisters nicer than others? And are the adopted sisters not as nice? So we're currently looking at this. The classes that I teach include botany, general biology, plant physiology, evolution, ecology, mycology, and then I'll be teaching ethnobotany for the first time this coming spring. So welcome. I hope you're able to join us in either some really awesome undergraduate research or in the courses, and I hope to see you in the future. Thanks for stopping by and listening to my talk.